Spriken life. Placeholder intro. Hello friends, and welcome back to Spriken Studios. I am your host, Mr.Spriken. Yeah. And today, we are on yet another trip down memory lane in our 7th of our 8-part series, Nostalgia. I give you the Adele from Gundam Age. Maybe my favorite Gundam Age kit. Actually it is. Yeah, I'll say it is. And one of my favorite Gundam kits overall. Gunpla kits, however you want to say it, if you think Gundam is just the Gundam and this is Gunpla because it's not a Gundam. But it's part of Gundam. That's the main point. Anyways, I will cut out all of this nonsense and skip ahead to what I was going to say. I painted these up in a cool color scheme inspired by my pal Stealth at the Heroes Workshop ODST armor, which he painted up. Link in the description. Super cool and very fun to customize these kits and make it kind of look like a miniature version of his cosplay armor. Seen over here, which is too small for you. But you'll see in the video to come if you stick around. It was awesome. So awesome that I turned my other Adele into it, as you saw. Well, there was 2 boxes, and I painted them both up in the same kind of scheme, but a part of the same unit-looking things with their own specialities of sorts. I don't know if the second one was included in this nostalgic trip, so if I remember, I'll just edit in pictures of them both. They'll pop up sometime, maybe later on, who knows. This one might actually be my favorite video? Favorite kit I did? I know I said the Zagakwas, but apples and oranges. We'll see. But this one's really cool. So, let's have a look. Don't go anywhere. Watch this.
Nice bowl of Greebles in the morning. Honey bunches of Greebles.
I'll have some Greebles.
I'll have some Greebles.
Hey everybody, it is Mr.Spriken from the Gundam Heroes.
Yeah, it's Gundam Heroes channel.
Yeah,
That's
Gundam
right,
Heroes channel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
wearing Heroes Workshop shirt.
Yeah, let's get serious here.
Okay.
I'm Mr.Spriken, and I'm in the Gundam Heroes Workshop.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be customizing an Adele.
Okay. Okay.
Taking a nice zoom in on that, eh?
There.
Okay. As you notice, I have 2 Adele boxes.
Okay.
And they are no different at all except for the color.
Okay.
Both boxes contain exactly the same parts. Not one part, not one little bit
different.
is different. They're both the exact same. But I'm customizing the turquoise one. The turquoise one is one that Stealth gave me a long time ago. I am going to customize the Adele like Stealth's ODST cosplay, seen here.
That's going to be pretty sweet.
Yep.
Excellent.
So it's going to be pretty exciting, and
Let's get to it.
something. Let's go.
Alright, let's go.
Thought that was the point.
Hey. Sorry I'm so grumpy today.
You're filming your grumpiness,
Yeah.
so the world can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that last one.
Deny.
though.
Don't accept.
Yeah. What you got there?
I got.
Hold on.
What do I got?
Okay, so these are the paints?
Yeah.
Okay.
And primers,
And primers?
which you're probably familiar with seeing us use this.
Okay, so the Citadel
Lead Belcher, Vallejo white primer. And then we got some paints here. We got Vallejo silver. And then we got AK paints, buff, red, and gunmetal. All to match your ODST.
I'm actually curious to see that gunmetal AK.
It's nice.
Hold on. Have you used that before?
Yeah, it's nice. It's, you know what? It's actually surprisingly almost exactly like the lead belcher.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Like, if I were to brush paint it on something, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Okay, cool. I don't
Which is
see
nice.
how it looks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to it.
Let's do it. So I went ahead and I primed up the pieces with lead belcher that weren't primed with the Vallejo white. And it's basically just the joints, the face, back shield plate, stuff like that. So I went ahead and I also primed some, well, all the parts with the Vallejo white primer.
Okay.
I did that last week.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was having my airbrush fiasco nozzle breaking
Okay.
with my Herculean strength. Alright, so the base colors for the Adele are finished in the ODST scheme of Stealth's cosplay. I have to do a lot of hand painting for the details rather than mask it all off to airbrush. The details are pretty small, so I don't really want to take that road. I want to do something a little bit more hands-on and quick. So, time to get at it. And time to skedaddle.
Oh,
Like that?
no.
Why?
Just paint my ODST kit.
So, first things first. I need to paint a lot of gunmetal. I decided not to mask this when I was airbrushing because I wanted to try my hand at just hand painting them on. This gunmetal from AK really goes on smooth, so I knew it wasn't going to be too big an issue. And it's a lot more fun than masking these parts, in my opinion. The ODST cosplay that Stealth made and painted up had gunmetal on the inner thighs, but seeing how this Adele had kind of symmetrical shapes on either side of the thigh, I figured I would just paint a little gunmetal on both to see how that would look. Turned out pretty good. Now that the gunmetal is done on the legs, I will just touch up the shield, which I had primed with the the Citadel lead belcher. And this goes to show just how similar these two paints look to each other. When dry, this AK gunmetal will blend perfectly with this primed lead belcher. Moving on to the silver, Stealth had a lot of random silver bits scattered throughout the cosplay, and since the Adele seemed to have a lot of good separation, like on the skirt here you can see, it was fun just to pick and choose where to add these kind of highlights that would contrast the gunmetal and also the reds. It's really fun picking and choosing where you're going to add such details. It gives a personalized look and feel to the kit overall, and it gives you a chance to be creative and kind of think about, you know, where would be best to put the different colors. Now the red is really what brought Stealth's ODST desert scheme to life, in my opinion. So here I just took some masking tape just to make some basic stripes, some basic lines that were on the thighs of his ODST. And lucky for me, Stealth had his red placed very strategically and with all kinds of thought, so I had a great reference for painting these on. So, to lock in the paint job I just did, I will be clear coating with the Valspar flat clear sealer. Stealth introduced to me to these options, and yeah, they look pretty good.
Yeah, because the other stuff's a rip-off.
Yeah, it kind of gets really pricey when you're buying clear coat in tiny cans that only do like a kit or two at most.
They're expensive here where we are from.
Yeah, they are. So we find other ways to...
I find other ways.
We find many ways.
I always find.
Let's go and do this. So the parts have been clear coated and are ready for weathering. But before that, actually I'm going to put on some decals, which we have an assortment of here. I'm going to find something that resembles the closest I can see to Stealth's ODST, and yeah, it should still look pretty cool, even though they're not going to be ODST official decals. I also did some carving of battle damage. I should have done this before to make it easier rather than kind of scratch up the paint, but since it's going to be weathered, you're not really going to notice anyways. Okay, now that the decals are all placed on and some battle damage carved in, it's time to do some weathering. In the first round of weathering, we are going to use the Mr. Weathering color Stain Brown to achieve the dirty look of the ODST. We remove any excess here with the AK White Spirit enamel thinner. This is nice, not too harsh, won't take off the paint, well, as long as you give it a good clear coat. To apply this Mr. Color Weathering liquid here, I just get an old brush and just get a little bit of, just get it wet here. And I just dip it in and apply to the piece, not too liberally, just enough. I don't want it pooling in areas, because if this pools and you leave it for long, it can actually crack the plastic. So it's good to just, as you're going, put a little amount here and there, keep track of it, and then wipe it off any excess with the enamel thinner, just to dry it as kind of quick as possible. I'm using it as more or less as you would use any kind of paint wash. I want it to collect in the corners mainly, to make it look like you know, natural dirt collecting and staining. I find this Mr. Color Weathering fluid to be just invaluable for the ease of use and the effective look it gives you overall. I actually used this for the Zagok kit I did, you can see the video on this channel. I used it for the rust in between the joints and such, and gave it a really convincing look. So now that the weathering is done with the Mr. Color brown stain on the ODST, I'm going to dry brush the battle damage that I carved into it earlier with this Vallejo Silver. So, the ODST Adele is finished.
Okay.
But I need to clear coat it to lock in all of the painty goodness.
Okay.
So usually I would do this in pieces, but it already has a layer of clear coat over, so it's kind of all there's.
Yeah.
I mean, more or less ready to go. So.
Just a quick dusting, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, look at this guy.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What about me?
So how did this project go?
Well, I'm actually pretty pleased.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out really awesome, and it was a ton of fun. And having your ODST to look at for reference was really amazing, and helped a lot. Yeah, it was. I was actually shocked with how much fun I had, because I thought, well, we did that project together, painting it, some of it, and I figured, well, I kind of had the tan out of my system, but doing this, it makes me actually want to do even more, like a team of it.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. It was cool adding on the little hip pods from missile bits that I found from other kits.
Yeah, to do the smoke grenades.
Yep. The custom scarf smog thingy.
Yeah.
Bit.
Yeah, I cut it from my
from your
actual smog
life-size one. So that was cool. And sticking a sword, a knife on the leg like you had. Yeah. It's all these nice little bits.
Really is really close to the ODST.
Yeah.
Really imagined in the Gundam universe, which is amazing.
And the Adele was a perfect kit.
Yeah, it was a perfect kit for that project.
Yeah. Cool. So all in all, I'm happy. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
And it looks very awesome.
Thanks. Well, wasn't that fun? I always like taking a trip down memory lane. And then forgetting all about it. I learned a lot. It was amazing seeing me paint the Adele. I really enjoyed it. And if this is your first video watching of this nostalgia trip, then you have 7 more to look forward to. But if it is the 8th, then it's all over, and I don't know, maybe it's all downhill from here, because it's just going to be new content. But it's going to still be me, Mr.Spriken, making them. So that's the common denominator that holds it all together. Maybe it's not a bad thing. You can judge. Please don't judge. Anyways, goodbye and see you next time. Stay cozy, keep building. Spriken Life. Placeholder outro. Yeah. Like and subscribe.